the man who helped keep the United States Championship in this family, my man, JC.
Jeff Cobb is now known as JC Mateo, and he opened Smackdown alongside Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Also, JC Mateo, not wild about it.
I told y'all I was bringing the U.S. title to the family, and I told you I was gonna do it with you or without you.
It's weird that they'd go from calling him Jeff Cobb at Backlash, then he gets his new name. It all just feels entirely unnecessary, and plus the name JC Mateo sucks, because what exactly even is Mateo? I feel like it's only a matter of time before they realize, oh yeah, this is another one of those bad name changes, and they just go to JC. And I understand that they trademarked the name JC Mateo, but come on, Hunter, you know you can do better than that. Then Solo tries to make Jacob say, I love you, Solo, how he used to, building the tension between these two, before LA Knight comes out and hits JC Mateo with a hit and run.
You used to say it loud and proud, Jacob, come on, man. Hey, man, tell them how you used to say it. Who do you love? Tell everybody how you used to say it. Who do you love, Jacob?
Oh! They're all looking at the entryway!
And I'm telling you, the day where Jacob Fatu says, all gas, no brakes, yada I mean, on Solo's ass, it's gonna be amazing. But then we see a backstage segment with B-Fab, Michin, and the Secret Hervis. They're all saying they're gonna win Money in the Bank until we see Alexa Bliss appear. And man, it's great to see Alexa back, and even more so because next, there was a triple threat between her, Chelsea Green, and Michin, where Alexa won to qualify for Money in the Bank. But for as much as I love Alexa Bliss, I'll never stop the agenda of wanting her to go back to being Little Miss Bliss, because wow, she was peak. We talk about 2017 to 2019 being terrible, but Alexa was one of the standouts, and so hopefully this is the road back to her being spiteful. But next we saw Axiom against DIY, which was a lot of fun. Two of my favorite tag teams ever, and by the way, Ciampa looks incredible. Also, Nathan Frazer at one point hits such a powerful suicide dive that it sends Ciampa into the front row of people.
Again, when they rev this engine, look at how quickly as they send Ciampa over the barrier. What in the world?
I'm seeing why those tickets are $10,000 now. It pays for your medical bill too. Eventually, it comes to an end with Axiom stealing the win on Gargano, followed by a post-match attack.
Nathan Frazer playing clean-up duty there, saving the blushes of Axiom.
Look at this counter by Axiom. Wow!
But then Motor City Machine Guns save the day.
Fast in body, fast in mind too. Well, for Axiom, they got the W. Why, last week, not for the first time.
Then there's a backstage segment where Rey Fenix says he's going to qualify for Money in the Bank as the Bloodline are searching for LA Knight.
And the next level is called Money in the Bank.
No español, right? Wasting my damn time.
Also, I don't quite know what Andrade's role is nowadays. He seems to have turned into a life coach. We then see a backstage segment with Fraxium, who find out that the Street Profits will be putting those titles on the line next week against them.
Because we're going to be 100%.
Dare I say Fraxium title speedrun? I don't know. Although honestly, I love the Street Profits. The whole SmackDown tag division is a ton of fun right now, like all hits, no misses. Following this, there was a Wade Barrett interview with R-Truth, who will be facing John Cena at a Saturday Night's Main Event next weekend.
I'm gonna walk out with my head held high, because I'm gonna live by 3 words: hustle, loyalty, and respect.
I love R-Truth, I really do. One of my absolute favorites, just so incredibly entertaining. I know we have very limited time right now, but I hope there's more build to this match rather than just a press conference and an interview. I'd like to imagine that more of these opponents are going to have more of a story rather than just, hey, remember when we did all this back in the day? Yeah, we're gonna have one last match. Like, we need more than that. Like, ideally, if Cena can be here next week on SmackDown, let's do a promo battle. I want to hear Truth go one-on-one with the greatest of all time on the mic. And preferably more than just John Cena is my childhood hero, but let's peel back some layers because I know both of them have it in their locker. But next it was time for Mello versus Aleister Black, the rematch, but not before Miz hyped up Mello before his entrance.
Cause it's Mello over everybody. It's M-O-E. I am him.
Who's him?
I am.
Who's him?
I am.
I love The Miz, I really do, but he's kind of ruining the aura of Mello, and it's just hitting me. I thought it was cool at first, but it's getting to a point where I'm like, let's wrap this up, come on. Because Mello's promo was pretty good until Miz jumped in with the little chanting and everything.
And here goes, oh, he tried to moonsault, but the Miz threw him back in the ring.
What great.
Oh, and instead
You're giving him the rub of him coming to main roster. He's still relatively new to the SmackDown brand. You're establishing him, but also know him is him. He don't need all of that. But the rematch was pretty good between these two, with Aleister Black eventually winning by DQ because The Miz gets involved and he catches a black mass for his troubles.
The position for blow!
Second.
He was going for skull crushing from Finale, but instead, The Miz is
Then Mello stands tall by hitting nothing but net.
nothing but net.
Slowly, Mello is getting back to it. Slowly. I can see it. It's cooking. When it comes to Aleister, I actually think he could benefit from having a faction around him again. Because the version of Aleister they've brought back here, while incredibly impressive, it feels like this is as far as he's gonna go. Maybe he'll get a mid-card title, but his current character doesn't feel any different from where it was pre-AEW, and so I just can't see him being any higher on the card like he deserves. Although we did find out that next week, Aleister will be a part of a triple threat qualifying match for Money in the Bank, alongside LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura, which I actually think he may win, because we know Shinsuke's track record, we know how he's been booked over the last year, hell, over his entire career in WWE on the main roster on SmackDown, and I feel like LA Knight is going to actually get screwed out of this by JC Mayonnaise. Next, we saw a backstage segment between Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair with a huge announcement.
Meet the newest member of the SmackDown roster, Julia.
Julia is officially a part of the SmackDown roster, which is a phenomenal move. I'm also enjoying this tension between Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss.
When I first came to NXT, no one would give me the time of day, and you took me under a wing, and you were a decent human being for some reason, and I never forgot about it.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I've spoke about my feelings on Charlotte before, and while I do still think she's been rather one-dimensional for most of her career, I'm partially interested to see where this Alexa stuff goes.
If you want to help Lexi, stay out of my way. Because I don't need you.
Also, Julia, give me all those dream matches yesterday. Next, we see Drew McIntyre saying that he's been trying to get rid of Damian Priest for a while. He says that Damian is obsessed with him and he tried to end his career at Backlash because he's a Grand Slam champion and he's more successful than Damian.
I've been in this vortex for over a year. That so-called Drew McIntyre vortex you're in is the only reason you're relevant and the only reason anyone gives a damn about you.
There's something about Drew McIntyre where every single man he faces just develops an obsession with him. It's weird. Stupid, sexy Scotsman. At Saturday night's main event, it'll be Damian Priest against Drew McIntyre inside a steel cage.
Only one man is gonna walk out of that cage. The other is leaving on a stretcher.
Next, we saw another Money in the Bank qualifying match between Solo Sikoa, Rey Fenix, and Jimmy Uso, which sees bloodline distractions as Solo advances to Money in the Bank.
But now Jacob Fatu's up on the apron.
Trying to provide the assist to Solo Sikoa.
Samoan Spike! Oh, but he admired his work a little too long. Samoan Spike!
The match is a bit messy if I'm being honest. The chemistry isn't great and it feels like Rey is having to slow down for the other men. And I get it, they're not high flyers, but it just didn't work for me. Also, there's a point in this match where Rey Fenix gets the pin, but Charles Robinson just doesn't see it.
Now from off the top rope. Oh, and the roll up.
Referee, wake up!
I'm a little upset that it wasn't Rey Fenix to advance. Imagine what Rey could have done amongst those ladders, but I could see Solo low-key winning. Going on to cash in, it would give more credibility to his usurping of the bloodline if he was a world champion. But after this match, we see an impromptu decision from Nick Aldis.
Give me a referee out here right now. And JC, you can make your debut against LA Knight right now.
JC's WWE debut in ring was pretty impressive, with him pulling out an array of moves.
And slamming down enough. Wow. Would you look at that? Would you look at the standing moonsault?
The match eventually ends with JC countering LA Knight's springboard, hitting a tour of the islands for the win.
But he was collateral damage.
Slingshotting. Tour of Islands. That scoop power slam.
That poor man LA Knight is like Kevin Owens. He will just never stop dealing with the bloodline. Meanwhile, the tension between Santos and Los Garza continued backstage. Santos says it would be a shame if we lost all that loyalty you've built over one person like Berto. Then there's a great native promo from Shinsuke Nakamura where he talks about a deeper darkness inside Aleister Black. You guys already know I love when superstars are allowed to speak in their own language with the subtitles. It just feels so much more natural. He says he is an unstoppable storm, unstoppable unstoppable blade and an unstoppable being ahead of the Money in the Bank qualifying match next week. Also, it'll be Julia, Charlotte, and Zelina next week in another qualifier. Yeah, sorry Zelina, but you're eating that pin for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Although if Julia were to pin Charlotte, it would be a great way to establish her on main roster, a woman of her talents. Just saying.
But for as long as I'm champion, you'll never be good enough to cash in on me. Toodles.
Side note to Spooky Glow back there, but this was the first time in a while where Tiffany seemed really naturally herself. Like no nerves, no Tiffy time, no bread, no water, just me. I assume given what they set up in this segment that Naomi is going to screw Jade again out of this and then it's going to lead to another match between those two. But Tiffany had to first deal with defending her women's championship in the main event against Nia Jax, a woman who she has tons of history with.
Oh no, Samoan drop! Right onto the reinforced desk!
But this match is probably one of my favorite matches of the year so far. The crowd was super into it, both women worked well together. Also, this Annihilator felt genuinely brutal.
How in the world? Oh no! Oh no! Nia's done it! She's got the drop kicks the chair right into her face!
And she hits the prettiest moonsault ever for the win.
With that kick, prettiest moonsault ever to retain in a classic!
I foresee a story here where Nia damages Tiffany so badly after maybe another loss, and she's so outraged that she just can't beat Tiffany that someone cashes in on Stratton. I can see it. I've seen this trope before, but I equally fear that it may just be Charlotte Flair.